Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I have this really cute Tic Tac box to show you. It features the Dear Doily bundle, and it perfectly fits a regular size box of Tic Tacs. So let me show you how easy this box is to make. We're going to start with a piece of Highland Heather cardstock that measures 3 5/8 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And along the 5 3/4 inch side, we're going to go ahead and score this at 1 7/8, 2 5/8, 4 1/2, and 5 1/4. And because I like to do smaller increments along the right side of the Simply Scored, we're going to rotate this counterclockwise and score it at 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece aside. And then I've got a piece of the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper, and this piece measures 2 3/16 by 5 7/8. And along the 5 7/8 inch side, there's going to be some pretty detailed increments here, but I'm going to try to explain them to make it easy for you to figure them out. So for the first score line, we're going to go up to 1 29/32, which is just a hair past 1 7/8. So I line up the left side of the paper to 1 7/8, and then I just move it halfway to the next tick mark. And that is 1 29/32. Then 2 11/16, which is just 3 tick marks past 2 1/2. 4 19/32, which is just before 4 5/8. So I'll go up to 4 5/8 and then just bring it back halfway to the previous tick mark. And then 5 3/8, and that's the easiest measurement of the lid. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and we're going to score this at 1 3/8. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish both pieces on all the score lines. And I've got templates for both the box base and the box lid, and I think you'll notice that on the box base, the side tab is on the right side, and on the box lid, the side tab is on the left side, and that's just to make sure that our seam lines up on both the lid and the base. So let's go ahead and start with the box base. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this lower right corner piece. I'm also then going to notch in on this side tab here, and that's just to make sure that we don't have paper hanging over the sides of the box. Then I'm going to cut up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at the horizontal score line. And then I'm going to notch in these little smaller pieces. Those are going to be little tabs that fold in. I'm going to go ahead and do that cutting now. So we'll notch in the tabs here. Then remove this lower right corner. I also, as you can tell from this piece, I notched in just slightly. Then I will cut up each of these vertical score lines and then notch in those smaller pieces to create the tabs. Like so. So that looks like our template. Then for the box lid, we're going to do the same thing, but kind of in the opposite direction. Got our tab along the left, so we're going to remove the lower left corner, like so. Notch in on the side here for that side tab. And then cut up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal score line, and notch those in to create these tabs here. Like so. That looks like the template here. I will have both of these templates pictured on my detailed blog post, which will be linked in the description. And then let's go ahead and put these together. So for the box base, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab my liquid multi-purpose glue. I'm going to fold on the second score line from the left and apply liquid glue to the side tab here. And then we're going to fold from the first score line from the right, and those should line up. We're using our score lines to square up the box. Now here is our seam, so this is going to be the back of the box. And so from there, I'm going to go ahead and fold in those side tabs, put a little bit of glue on those tabs. And then put glue on this front tab here as well. That's going to be the last piece we glue down. So I'll fold in the back tab, then the front tab, and then I'm just going to kind of hold this together to square up the box base. And then I can flip it over and then press down with my bone folder from the inside, just to press those tabs down. And that's our box base. We can go ahead and slip our Tic Tacs in there. And now for the box lid, I'm actually going to flip it this way, so it's kind of upside down, but I'm going to fold from the second score line from the left and from the first score line from the right, and those should line up right where we want them to be. Again, here's our seam, so this is the back of the box there. Typically, it's easier for my brain to work if I have the back of the box on the left. So I'll go ahead and fold in those side tabs. I'll place a little bit of liquid glue on those. Just keeps them nicely in place. And then I'm going to put glue on the front tab here. So we'll go ahead and fold the back down, then the front, and then I'm just going to square that up as best I can. Then we can flip it over and just press down with our bone folder here. Now the lid is ready to be placed on the box. So I'm just lining up the seam. There's the seam on the box there, the seam on the lid there, and I'll just go ahead and this should fit right over place. It's just snug enough that the Tic Tacs are not going to fall out, but it slides on and off very easily. And the reason that works is those crazy 30 seconds of an inch increments that we used. So let's go ahead and decorate the box. We're going to use the Dear Doily bundle, which you can purchase both the Dear Doily stamp set and the Doily Builder bundle together at a 10% discount. And we're going to use the sentiment Just For You, and I'm also going to cut out this beautiful detailed doily here, and I'll show you how to do that. So first, I'm going to stamp Just For You in Highland Heather onto Whisper White cardstock. We're going to punch that out with a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. Then I'm also going to cut out one blank 1 1/4 inch circle. So we'll put those two to the side. Then I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and I've got the precision base plate adhered to the magnetic platform. I'm going to grab my doily here. Got a scrap piece of Highland Heather. And then I'm going to place an acrylic plate on top. So the sandwich is the magnetic platform, precision base plate, and acrylic plate. And I'm just going to run that kind of back and forth 3 times. So forwards, backwards, forwards. Just double checking that that piece cut all the way through and it looks like it. Then I'm going to grab our die brush and we're just going to press all those little pieces out. And there is our beautiful detailed doily. How easy and awesome is that? Okay, taking the blank 1 1/4 inch circle punch, I'm just going to place glue all across it. Then we'll place that behind the doily, and I'm just centering it. And it's okay that there's glue coming through, because then we're going to place glue on the back side of the sentiment and sandwich those two together. Now I'm just going to line up the parts of the doily. We've kind of got these scallop edges here, and I'm going to make sure that that's at the top and the bottom of the sentiment. And then those are sandwiched in place. If you want to, you can take your bone folder and just kind of press that adhesive into place. And then we have this beautiful accent piece for our box. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of dimensionals. And the key here is I want to make sure that I'm putting dimensionals on the bottom half of the sentiment, because when we adhere this to the box, we don't want anything getting in the way of the lid. So I'm just going to place those two right at the bottom half. Then I'm going to line up the sentiment. Just going to check that those Stampin' dimensionals are not in the way. We should be able to slide that lid on and off with no problem. Perfect. And then just a little bit of decoration. I'm going to grab a large pearl. And we'll place that just off to the side of the sentiment. And voila, look at that beautiful Tic Tac box with that gorgeous Highland Heather color. I love it paired with the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper. And what a fun way to give Tic Tacs to someone for all kinds of occasions. You can just switch up the sentiment, the paper, the colors, you name it, and this is a great box to have in your repertoire. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and pictures of the templates. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my newsletter as well as my blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in earning a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, I'd love to have you join my team of Paper Pixies. And you can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. If you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check those out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.